Hello. Earlier I was talking of vrittis. So I thought that instead of continuing that topic, because it might have been boring for you, Jagdish Bhai always starts with vrittis, you see. So I thought I begin with something new. What do you say? Should I first complete the vrittis, or you wish something new to be done? Vrittis, so I should finish. But I also wanted to take about yoga, because Baba has very often been saying that the quality of our yoga should improve. We are not in deep meditation, whereas Baba has been asking us to have intense and deep meditation. So how to have that kind of experience was another subject. But if you want me to continue with vrittis, okay, I have many papers with me, many prescriptions you can say. So I take that one which is mentioned about vrittis. Already I had talked about many vrittis, and there are some left. One of them is a seva vritti. Seva vritti. The intention, the motive to serve. Suppose someone prepares food in the kitchen, whether it be in the kitchen at home or kitchen here. You see. Now there are many kinds of attitudes one can have. There are many alternatives. One is that we think that it is our duty, we have to do. Because some work is assigned to everyone, and this has been assigned to us. So we think that as a duty-bound person, we have to do our work well. This is an attitude. Another attitude is, oh, for so many years I have been preparing food in kitchen. Is it the only work I will continue with? There should be some change. How long I will do this? There are others also, they don't do this, and again they ask me to do it. So I considered it as a burden. This is another attitude. The third is that I consider it as a seva, service. We are establishing golden age, and Baba says, Jaisa anna vaisa man. As the food, so are our thoughts. So if I prepare the food while being in meditation, while remembering Shiv Baba, it will purify the thoughts or the mind of others. So if I consider it as a great service which I will be doing, I can think that my day starts with good service. Before others have started their service, mine is the first. Because unless and until they take the breakfast, they can't do anything else. First of all, they have to fill their belly. You see. Pehle pet puja, phir kaam duja. You see. They say first of all, we must eat something. Then only we can do other things. Empty stomach we cannot. So, if I consider it as a valuable service, I am contributing my own little mite to Baba's service. So that is one of the other attitudes. Now this kind of attitude, service. Baba says not only this kind of thing, but all whatever you do, Even when Baba would give Toli to someone, look at someone, it should be service, not merely an action, looking at others. When you look at others, if your drishti is powerful and you are in meditation, so the other one will get detached from the body. So that is also a service. When you give something to someone, if you think that it is an act of service, not a single act of Baba was without service. You can see the senior Dadis, Dadi Janki for example. Whenever she meets somebody, whatever she says, it is for service. Every breath of life, every act of hers is devoted to service. So service, service, service. Baba says, I am world server. मैं आप बच्चों का सेवक हूँ. Politicians say we are servants, public servants. But you know what they mean actually. They want the whole public to serve them actually. And they only say that they are public servants. But we are actually doing the real service, cleaning the whole world of evils. Let there not be a single evil left in the body, in the world, and then let golden age start. It is the greatest service that one can ever do. We are devoted to that kind of service. Service. When you play something, tennis for example, when you first throw the ball into the court of others, you say, let us do service. Service, the word service is used in many ways. When you send your vehicle to someone's garage, you say, my vehicle has gone for service, you see. But this kind of service, this is real service, the attitude of service, that we are world service. And unless and until we have the motive of service, we cannot have humility. Humility comes when you think we are your most obedient servant. During the British rule, everyone in India was the tradition. Even the highest officer of the British Raj, while signing a letter, at the end would write, your most obedient servant. They didn't feel that they are doing something which is out of humiliation, that they are bending too low. No. We are your most obedient servant. And Baba says, a father is always the most obedient servant of his children. If you ask a person why he does work all the day long, all through the year, all through his life, he will say, अरे भाई बाल बच्चेदार आदमी हूँ, बच्चों की सेवा करनी है. I have to work for my children, he says. I have to work for my children. He thinks he must have something as lay-by in the banks, so that when he is physically no more, they can have something from the banks. They depend upon something, on the ancestral property. He wants to leave something to them. So all through his life he does work to earn, to make money. Why? He says, for the children. So he leaves everything, the building he makes, the vehicles he has, all other things which he has gathered together for the sake of the children. So therefore it is justified to say that a father is the servant of the children, you see. And Baba, the highest one, the holiest one, look, he also says, I am your most obedient servant. My beloved children, I am your most obedient servant. Why I have come from such a far off distance to serve you, to take you out of the quagmire of these evils, this Maya, this whirl of Maya in which you have been caught up very badly, because else you can't be liberated. In order to do this service which I alone can do, I have done. This kind of service. They say it's in history that Akbar, a Mughal king, Akbar, there are many things between Akbar and Birbal. Akbar said to Birbal, and Birbal said to Akbar. You see, these kinds of dialogues are recorded. Akbar had been telling Birbal, I want to become a Brahmin. Birbal, I want to become a Brahmin. How can I become a Brahmin? He said, my lord, I'll let you know. Give me some time. He always wanted some time. He was a very clever fellow, because if he immediately gave some rude reply and the king was shocked, he would be no more. He would lose his life. You see. So he wanted to think, to apply his mind what to say. So he said, give me some time. Okay, have your time, I am not in a hurry. How long you will take, maybe after a week or so, you let me know. How I can become a Brahmin. And then one day they say, you see, he got a model of the son of Akbar made. You see, looked like the son of Akbar. And the king used to go for an evening walk by the side of river Jamna. And Birbal also went there for a walk. And with him was that model, which looked exactly like the son of King Akbar. And then when he saw that king is coming, Akbar is coming, he threw the model in the river, and that began to sink, you see, go down to the bottom of the river. The king thought that it was his prince, crown prince. So he ran very fastly and jumped into the river to save his son, you see. There was a retinue of servants with Akbar. He had many courtiers with him. He had many wealthy advisors with him, wise people with him, who were also going with him for a walk, because kings do not go alone on such occasions. So he didn't ask anyone to save his son. On the other hand, he jumped into the fray, into the river, to save the king. He did not care even for his own life, for whatever good dress he was wearing. He just jumped into the river. Now actually it was not his son, looked like son. It was an imitation son, not the real one, you see. So then when he took it out, he saw that it was a model, not the real one. So he just asked Birbal, why you did like that? I jumped into the river. You should have told me why you did like that. Why you did like that? And besides the question, how I can become Brahmin, he used to say, you Hindus have blind faith. You say God comes. At the time of highest irreligiousness, God himself comes. Why should God come? God is almighty. He can be there wherever he is. From there he can command the angels to do whatever he wants to be done. Why should he personally come on earth when he has so many competent people to carry out his orders? What need is there that he himself should come? This was also a question. So he said, my lord, you had asked some question, and in order to answer your question, I had sought time. And now today I wanted to give you the answer. He said, to which question and what answer? He said, you had been asking me, why does God incarnate? Paramatma ka avtaran kyun hota hai? Why does God himself come on earth when others could do for him whatever he wanted? Sir, you had a retinue of servants, military people and policemen and other people. You could have asked any one of them to jump into the river and to save your son. Why you yourself did it? Because you loved your son and you did not wait. Otherwise your son will get drowned. So because of that you jumped yourself, not minding even your own safety and without waiting to order anybody else. So also when this world is full of sorrow, of misery, and there is great irreligiousness, God does not ask Ibrahim, Buddha, Muhammad and others, to go and save the humankind. He himself comes, you see. He himself comes because we are his beloved children. He loves us so much. We are just up to here, And when only very little part of ourselves is left, if he did not come even at that time, we will be drowned. Lutiya doob jayegi. Nothing will be left. So he has to come, you see. And therefore he comes, he rushes up. This is the answer I wanted to give you. He said, now I understand. God is compassionate. He has Raham. He is merciful. And he being merciful, in order to save his beloved children from further deterioration, degeneration and downfall, he himself comes. For service, he himself comes. Therefore, Baba says it with justification that he is the most obedient servant of his beloved children. You see, Baba says, you must have seen certain naughty children, very naughty children, just trying to get over the head of the father and trying to play with the mustaches of the father. And the father does not feel very badly about it, does not become angry. On the other hand, he is very happy that my child is, doing something to my mustaches. Child is child, and the parents are happy to see the child, even if they are doing some things which are churlish, not in good taste. So, we do certain things which Baba has been forbidding us, asking us not to do. Still, he does not give up his attitude of service. Again and again he says, day and night. I remember when we were with Baba, when he was in Sakar form, he won't be able to sleep the whole night. And in the morning when you meet him and say, Baba, have you taken proper rest? He will say, no. How can I rest? You children only rest, you see. Mere mathe par mamla hai, Baba would say. I have problems to face. The whole world has to be changed. So this is the task before me. How can I sleep? The message has to reach every corner of the world, you see. And it has just trickled only. Only in few drops it has gone. Many children are yet deprived of Baba's message. So how the message should reach the farthest corner of the world, to all the people, so that not a single child is left whom this invitation has not gone, who has not come to know that Baba has come. His father, whom he was invoking, he has come. So invitation should be delivered to all of them. And Shiv Baba showed many scenes in divine visions to Sandeshis, to those who went in trance, as to how some human beings were left ultimately in this world drama, whom the message had not reached. And Baba himself personally had to go to deliver that message. Not a single child should be left. So also we should have that kind of enthusiasm, earnestness, zeal in our life. We are messengers, we are crusaders. We have to give the message to everyone. Not a single one should be left. We have to do this service. So, my serviceable children, Baba would say, it's a great qualification serviceable children, sevadari bachche. Nowadays we have so many sevadaris in Madhuban and also sevadaris everywhere. You see, just as there are namdhari Sikh and there are other dhari, you see, similarly also sevadari. But real sevadari, who have in their mind all the time this kind of thought, how they should be devoted to service. Our every drop of blood, every bone should be for service. We have to become the Dhichi Rishi. Baba would say, Haddi Seva. What does Haddi Seva mean? Dadi Janki also very often says Haddi Seva. Haddi Seva. Haddi means bone. What do you mean by Haddi Seva? You should be so tired, so fatigued, and you should spend every drop of your blood for service so that only the bones are left, you see. And that bones also pain. You are fatigued to such an extent, you see, that your bones, now only your muscles get tired, you see. Maybe you feel a little bit headache at the most, but your every bone should pain. Not pain in that sense, in the medical sense, but pain means you should do so much service, so much service, so much service. Let this body not go waste. Let it be utilized for the benefit of the whole mankind, for the service. You must have heard the story of the Dhichi Rishi, how the deities went to him and asked him to give his bones so that they can make weapons and can kill the devils. And he offered, yes, you can have even my bones, you see. To give the bones is not an easy task. Even when a person has a small fracture, you just ask him how much pain he feels, you see. This kind of service. So this vritti, this kind of an attitude of service, it makes us surrender. What do we mean by surrender? Surrender for what? Seva. Seva. Bin seva meva nahi. This not this meva, kishmish and badam. You see. That property, the one you get in golden age, that meva. This meva can be had from any departmental store. You can get it. No problem. Then prafulla vritti. Prafulla vritti. Blossomed mind. Like a flower, a blossoming flower. Baba says you have to become a flower from a thorn. A thorn causes pains to others, but a flower gives fragrance, good smell. It is smiling. It has very tender leaves. It has very colorful looks. You see, it is beautiful to look at. You feel refreshed when you see the flowers. You are the flowers. Baba says, my flowers. The flowers of the garden of Allah. Bhagwan ka baghicha. You are the flower of those flowers. So our mind should always be in full bloom, blossoming fully. We should not be having even a small trace of sadness, sorrowfulness. We are happy. We are very happy, some people say. But there is one thing which is lacking, which we have not been able to attain. That should not be there. Fully happy. Knowledgeful, peaceful, blissful, loveful. Baba is full of everything. Similarly, we should be blossoming fully. The rose, the bud of our mind, should be blossoming fully. Very fragrant. Always giving good smell. Not doing disservice. Not talking ill of others. Not defaming others. Because it is stabbing one in the back. If you just complain and talk ill of other people during their absence, it is just like stabbing in their back, you see. It is also a kind of murder we commit. And in Bhakti Marg, they are very particular about it. They say you should not talk ill of others when they are not present. You see, even in Parliament, if you talk about anyone and that person does not belong to the House of Commons or of Lords, he is absent, he is not a member, so you speak about him, that defenseless man, he can't answer your charges. You allege so many things against him, but he has no one to protect him. You are doing something unparliamentary. It is wrong. It is not like civilized people, high-class people, noble people. Similarly, if you want to say anything, say in his presence. You see, first of all, speak to the person. And if you want to speak to others also, speak it in their presence, so that if they want to say something in reply, let them have a chance. Even the court gives the chance to the criminal. If the criminal cannot reply the charges, let him have an advocate. And if he is poor enough, he can't pay for the advocate, the government pays on his behalf the legal aid he can get. You can get a legal counsel from the government. The government will pay the taxpayer. But this is the natural justice. The natural justice is everyone must be given a chance to prove himself crimeless, that it is not his fault. He didn't do it. Otherwise it is no justice. It is travesty of justice. Wrong things, But very often we do certain things which are the opposite of it. So, blossoming means not having all these kind of malice, prejudice, bias, having something in our vision which is a bad thing, about others, looking at the potholes, looking at the negative side of certain things. Every person, even the ugliest, has a beauty. Look at that. And then only you can be happy, fully happy. You can't be fully happy unless until you are happy with others, with whom you mix, whom you see, with whom you have to deal. If they do something which you feel hurts you, then how can you be happy? Fully happy. Baba says kapari khushi. Kapari khushi. What is kapari khushi? There are many kinds of khushi. Joy, happiness. Kapari khushi. From here to here. You see. Like a thermometer at its breaking point. Someone having 108 temperature. You see. So that the thermometer will break. The mercury will come out. So also, you see, our happiness should be of such extent. Kapari khushi. So this is what we should have. The vritti. When we have the positive attitude towards everyone, he is a beloved one of God. Let him progress. Let him go forward. I wish him well. You see. Whatever he may be, it is up to him. I love him. You see. God bless him. Hey Prabhu, iski buddhi ka bhi tala kholo. Open the lock of luck of this person. You see. Have good wishes for everyone. Then only we can have prafullit vritti. Very important vritti. Very, very happy. Thank you. Om Shanti.